Ever wondered who Satoshi Nakamoto is? It's a question that has intrigued the tech world since the birth of Bitcoin in 2009. Satoshi Nakamoto is the name used by the enigmatic person, or perhaps group of people, who developed Bitcoin, creating not just a new currency, but an entirely new way of thinking about finance and technology. The name Satoshi Nakamoto is as mysterious as the individual or collective behind it. Is it a single genius or a group of innovators, a man, a woman, or a diverse team? The answers elude us. This is a mystery wrapped in a riddle, shrouded in the fascinating world of cryptography. Despite the extensive speculation and numerous investigations, Satoshi Nakamoto's identity remains hidden. But this absence of a face or a confirmed identity has not diluted the impact of their work. In fact, it has added to the allure and mystique of Bitcoin. Satoshi Nakamoto's work is revolutionary. It's a marvel of technology, economics, and strategic thinking. It's a testament to the power of ideas, the importance of innovation, and the limitless possibilities of human ingenuity. In the world of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto is more than just a name. It's a symbol of the audacious ambition to challenge the status quo, to disrupt established systems, and to create something that has never existed before. Satoshi Nakamoto's anonymity has created an aura of mystery, sparking endless debates and theories. Is Satoshi a libertarian rebel, a rogue economist, a tech mogul in disguise, or an unknown genius working from a basement? The speculation is as diverse as it is unending, but despite the intrigue, one thing is clear: Satoshi Nakamoto has changed the world. Bitcoin has ignited a global conversation about the future of money, the role of technology in our lives, and the power of decentralized systems. Though his identity remains a mystery, Satoshi Nakamoto's impact on the world of finance and technology is undeniable. The enigma of Satoshi Nakamoto is a testament to this power of ideas and the transformative potential of technology. What if I told you the concept of Bitcoin was born out of a simple transaction? Yes, you heard it right. The dawn of Bitcoin and the blockchain network was as ordinary yet as extraordinary as a transaction. Satoshi Nakamoto, a name that reverberates through the annals of cryptocurrency history, is the pseudonymous entity credited with the invention of Bitcoin. Satoshi didn't merely create a new form of currency. He engineered an entirely new financial ecosystem. And it all started with a transaction, a simple act that set the stage for a revolution. This transaction wasn't just any transaction. It was one of the earliest, sent from Satoshi to a man named Hal Finney. This wasn't a transaction for goods or services, but a test for an idea that was about to change the world. But let's take a step back and talk about the system that made this transaction possible: the blockchain. Imagine a ledger, a record book that meticulously notes down every transaction. Now imagine that this ledger isn't controlled by any bank or government, but maintained collectively by a network of computers worldwide. That's blockchain for you, a decentralized ledger that records each Bitcoin transaction, ensuring that a Bitcoin cannot be spent twice. This concept of a decentralized ledger was a game changer. It meant that anyone, anywhere, could verify a transaction. It meant that trust was no longer confined to banks and governments, but was instead built into the very system that Satoshi had created. And it all started with that one transaction, a test proving that this system could work. It was the spark that ignited the Bitcoin revolution, a revolution that promised to redefine how we perceive and use money. And thus, through a simple transaction, the revolution of Bitcoin began. This was the birth of Bitcoin, a moment that marked the beginning of a new era in financial history, an era of decentralization, of empowerment, and of unprecedented possibilities. Ever pondered over the value behind Bitcoin? Let's unravel this mystery, shall we? Bitcoin, unlike traditional currencies, is not backed by a tangible asset or a government decree. Instead, it is backed by something called proof of work. Proof of work is a complex mathematical problem that needs to be solved in order to produce a Bitcoin. This process is known as mining. Essentially, miners compete to solve this problem, and the first one to crack it gets to add the next block to the Bitcoin blockchain, earning some Bitcoin as a reward. This process not only validates and records transactions on the network, but also introduces new Bitcoins into the system. Now, you might be wondering, well, if it's just a math problem, can't we just throw more computers at it to solve it faster? This is where the genius of Bitcoin's design comes in. The algorithm that powers Bitcoin is designed to adjust its difficulty level based on the total computing power of the network. So, The more computing power there is, the harder the problem becomes. This ensures that new bitcoins are generated at a steady, predictable rate, regardless of how many miners there are. In the early days of Bitcoin, you could mine Bitcoin right from your desktop. However, as the problems got harder, more powerful, specialized machines were needed to keep up. These are known as Bitcoin mining rigs, and they consume a lot of energy, adding a physical cost to the production of each Bitcoin. This energy consumption is part of what gives Bitcoin its value. After all, energy is a scarce resource, and by requiring energy to create Bitcoin, it ensures that each Bitcoin has a tangible value. But the real power of proof of work lies in its ability to adapt and evolve. As technology advances and more people join the network, the algorithm adjusts itself to keep the mining process challenging, ensuring the ongoing security and integrity of the Bitcoin network. Through constant evolution and adaptation, Bitcoin has maintained its value and relevance. And that, dear listener, is the power of proof of work. So what gives Bitcoin its value? This is a question that has intrigued many, and the answer is not as complex as you might think. Bitcoin's value, much like any other commodity or currency, emerges from the forces of supply and demand. It's a pure market, a true representation of people's trust and belief in its worth, underpinned by the energy expended in its creation. Think about it this way. When we say energy is money, we're not just talking about the cost of your utility bill. In essence, energy is the fundamental unit of any economic system. It takes energy to produce goods, to offer services, and yes, to mine Bitcoin. By solving complex mathematical problems, Bitcoin miners are expending computational energy, and in return, they are rewarded with Bitcoin. This energy input is what gives Bitcoin its inherent value. Furthermore, Bitcoin is not just a currency, it's also a form of money. Now, you might be wondering, aren't currency and money the same thing? Well, not quite. Currency is the medium of exchange, the notes and coins in your wallet that you use for daily transactions. Money, on the other hand, also serves as a store of value, an asset that can be saved, retrieved, and exchanged at a later time. The beauty of Bitcoin is that it serves both these purposes. It's a currency, allowing for transactions across the globe without the need for a central authority. And it's also money, a digital asset that you can hold on to, watch grow, and liquidate when the time is right. This dual nature gives Bitcoin what we call savings liquidity, making it a unique player in the financial landscape. So, the next time someone asks you what gives Bitcoin its value, you can tell them it's the energy that goes into its creation, the trust of its users, and its ability to serve as both a medium of exchange and a store of value. Bitcoin is not just a digital asset, it's a revolution in financial systems. Ever thought about what the smallest unit of Bitcoin is called? It's nothing complicated or technical, rather a name that holds great significance in the world of cryptocurrency. It's called a Satoshi. Yes, you heard it right, a Satoshi, named in honor of the enigmatic creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. Just as we have cents for dollars, pence for pounds, we have Satoshis for Bitcoin. But while there are 100 cents in a dollar, a single Bitcoin is composed of a staggering 100 million Satoshis. That's the magic of Bitcoin. It can be divided into such small units, making it accessible and usable for microtransactions across the globe. This divisibility is not just about making transactions easier. It's also a subtle reminder of the democratic ethos that underpins Bitcoin. Just as Bitcoin itself is decentralized, not controlled by any government or institution, its smallest unit, the Satoshi, symbolizes the power of individual participation. Each Satoshi, no matter how small, plays a part in the grand scheme of things. The Satoshi unit also reflects the forward-thinking nature of Bitcoin's design. It anticipates a future where Bitcoin's value might rise so high that dealing in whole Bitcoins would become impractical. In such a scenario, trading in Satoshis would ensure that Bitcoin remains a viable medium of exchange. So, next time you're dabbling in Bitcoin, whether you're buying a cup of coffee or investing in your future, remember that you're not just transacting with a digital currency. You're dealing in Satoshis, each one a tribute to the genius of Satoshi Nakamoto. His vision for a decentralized, secure, and accessible form of money has revolutionized the way we think about finance. And every Satoshi we transact with is a testament to this transformative vision. So, the next time you transact in Bitcoin, remember, you're dealing in Satoshis, a testament to the genius of Satoshi Nakamoto.